Reporting live from Skeleton City, I'm back again answering your guys' questions in another Q&A. If you guys have anything else you want me to answer, leave a comment and I will get to it in the next video. So let's get started. I think your channel will start to blow up. You should do some sort of full day of eating video where we get to see what you eat, as well as your training routine. I can do that in another video I will post. I'll just take video of everything I eat in a day and that'll be its own separate video. And as far as my training routine, I can do that too. I'll show what I did today. I just got back from a 50-mile bike ride and I'll post a picture of that so you guys can see. So how long did losing 60 pounds take? Yeah, it took about 9 months. I have a hard time imagining how eating a whole foods, unprocessed, low-fat diet brings you close to even 1,500 calories a day, let alone 3,000. I understand this diet works and works fast, but selling it at 3,000 calories a day, that would be literally 750 grams sugar from wherever source, be it even table sugar. Ain't no effing way. Yeah, and again, this is why I say, don't count your calories. I don't count my calories. I track them for that one video, but 3,000 calories to me isn't going to be 3,000 calories to you. Calories is a very individual thing. Just like I went on that long bike ride today, I burned 1,800 calories in that ride. So today I might eat 4,000 calories. I'm not counting them. I might eat 4,500. I don't know. So that's why it's better to just eat to your energy levels and eat until you're full, not stuffed, and make sure you have enough energy. That will work itself out way better than counting calories ever will. How has your libido been during this weight loss and this diet? Normal, reduced? A lot of these questions I already answered, but I can answer them again quickly. Libido, normal, same as always, nothing reduced at all. I have a question. My wife makes vegetable soup with chicken stock. Will that be detrimental to weight loss? There's tons of 0-gram chicken stock, so that wouldn't be a problem at all. When we eat our vegetables at night, it's sort of cooked in something similar, almost like a soup consistency. So yeah, chicken stock, you'd totally be fine doing that. How much exercise in hours are you doing per week? I will put up my Strava so you can see what I do week in. Usually I'd say it's generally around an hour a day of riding the bike. And then right now I'm slowly easing back into running to try and, avoid injury as much as possible. So running, I'm just running twice a week. 3 miles. It's 2 3-mile runs a week. Great video. How was your sleep? Did you notice an improvement or did you need less sleep? Sleep has been perfect. As long as I eat enough. That's why I eat dates and I drink juice before bed, just because I want to make sure I sleep through the night. But if I eat enough, it's perfect sleep. Did I need less sleep? No, I always get right around 7.5 to 8.5 hours is the sweet spot. It's usually right at that 8-hour mark. So I didn't notice needing any less sleep now. Do you eat at specific times throughout the day, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or do you just eat whenever you are hungry? I always have breakfast as soon as I wake up. That's usually a pretty big meal. And then, if I'm on the bike or if I'm running errands or whatever, I'll snack. I'm usually eating probably around 4 to 6 times a day. I don't think there's anything wrong with if you're hungry, eat, even if that's, I don't know, every hour, every 2 hours. I don't have a problem with snacking and it didn't hinder my weight loss or anything. So yeah, I eat whenever I'm hungry. Great job on the weight loss with the sugar diet. What was the damage to your wallet? Yeah, I showed these yesterday, but these things are $1.20 from Walmart. So that right there is 720 calories. So you could easily do this on I don't know, $5 a day. I'd say I'm probably on average, it's about $10 a day that I spend on eating in a day, which I don't think is that bad in this economy. I mean, 5 years ago, you probably could have done it, on half that. But I don't know. I don't think $10. Yeah, $10, maybe $15 a day on a day where we're eating I don't know, something fancy, like if we're eating I don't know, a fancier organic fruit or something crazy, yeah, $10 to $15 a day, I would say. Great. Please make a video about a whole day of eating. Yeah, again, I'll do something like that, and I'll film everything and show everything that I eat in a day. This is exactly what Cole Robinson said. Skeleton. Yeah, man, exactly. You don't even have to get to Skeleton City. Get halfway there, you know what I mean? people could have stopped, most people probably will stop, I don't know, 10 pounds ago or whatever, you don't, but it proves that like, you'll keep getting skinny as long as you keep eating this way. You'll just keep getting skinnier and skinnier. And if I'm still getting this skinny, being already a skeleton, imagine what it does for somebody that's, has 100 pounds to lose or whatever. So yeah, the diet works. Have you tested your blood sugars before and after? I have not tested my blood sugars, but I will link a video by Vegetable Police. He's doing the same diet, and he like tests his blood sugars, I don't know, a whole bunch of times a day, and he shows that his blood sugars come out like better or whatever. So yeah, I'll check his video out. I'll link it. Is canned fruit all right? Honestly, it's a whole lot cheaper than fresh. Yeah, I mean, canned fruit, like obviously like fresh organic fruit is the best, but if you don't have access to it or you can't afford it, or you don't have, the capability of storing and constantly buying and making sure you have ripe produce, which is like a pain in itself, yeah, canned fruit. I do canned peaches, or the jarred peaches. Canned fruit, totally fine. That works. It's the same thing. Like there's nothing, as far as weight loss goes, it's exactly the same. I can't get my head around why not to eat starch. Starch makes me satisfied after eating fruits during the day, and this way I don't overstuff myself like I do with table sugar. I feel way better with starch. I only have 5 to 10 pounds to lose as a female. I don't mind if weight loss takes longer. What are your thoughts? I was even thinking of switching my late lunch to be starchy because I don't have that much good quality food available, and I prefer chewing real food rather than drinking juices. Yeah, like I've said, I lost a ton of weight eating starch, eating rice and potatoes. If you want to do starch, then do it. You only have 5 pounds, 10 pounds to lose. That's like, there's really no rush for that. So yeah, I would eat, it'll be slower, but if that's what helps you to stay on it longer, then yeah, eat the starch, 100%. How long did your transformation take? I just started yesterday, but I need to tweak. I'm self-conscious on the amount of fruit, honey, etc. I'm eating protein still for essential amino acids, and I'm looking at salmon 2 times a week for essential fatty acids. Yeah, took me 9 months, and, don't be scared of the sugar. Eat the sugar. Again, if you're looking for the fastest weight loss possible, I would get rid of the salmon. Or do straight sugar fasting days 3 in a row, and then, and then do the salmon on the 4th day, and then back to 3 straight sugar days in a row, Doing the salmon every day could really, hold things up for you. What is your experience with fat ratios? Where's the limit before your body starts maintaining if your protein intake is 0? I'm having 15 to 20 grams of fat per day right now, usually around 2,500 calories, 5 to 10 grams of protein. Yeah, I mean, the less fat, the better, but 15 to 20 grams, when I was eating starch, that's probably about what I was hitting. Like, it was probably right around 15 to 20 grams, and I was still losing weight. But again, once I put the fat all the way down to basically 0, that's when I noticed the fastest weight loss. But if you're happy with your weight loss right now at, 15, 20 grams a day, then keep doing that. I would stick with that. Suggestion: use a photo showing your leg muscles. If you ride and run as much as it sounds, that should kick the legs out from under the skeleton talk. Yeah, that's why today the picture I use, I tried to show, flex my muscles of my legs to show, like, it's funny, everybody's been calling me the A word, starts with A, ends with Rexic. You're not going to look like this if you are that, you're not going to ride 50 miles if you're that. You're not going to be able to, you're not going to be able to get off the couch if you're that. So, yeah, that word's been thrown around a lot, and everybody's calling me that. Not everybody's calling me that, but a lot of people have been calling me that. But yeah, that's why I showed the legs today. I do have muscle. I'm not wasting away or anything. So last time I tried sugar diet, I had to pee a lot. Every hour I would get intense urge to pee. I'm guessing my glycogen stores were maxed out, so my body was trying to get rid of extra glucose through urine. Did you have similar experience? Yeah, I mean, it's totally normal. I think a lot of people are like chronically dehydrated, so they think when somebody has to pee a lot, that's like a problem. But I'm not peeing every hour, but definitely every 2 hours I pee. So that's totally normal. I just am shooting for it to be clear, and that usually tends to be about, every, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours. But every hour, I mean, other than it being kind of inconvenient, that's totally fine and healthy. Eating revs up your heart rate variability, so you would sleep even better if you didn't eat before bed. Brian Johnson talks a lot about this. Yeah, I mean, if I could, like I said, I try and eat enough at dinner so I'm not hungry before bed, but what's going to ruin your sleep is if you're hungry, you know? So, if that means I eat, 30 to 45 minutes before bed, I'm cool. I'm cool with that. I don't really care. Like, obviously the best case scenario is you have a huge dinner and you plan that out perfectly and got the perfect amount of food. So you're full enough and you sleep through the night. I'm also very active. So like, I probably am burning a lot more calories than, somebody who's sedentary. So I have to eat a lot more frequently. But yeah, obviously plan your dinner and eat that perfect amount so you sleep through the night and you don't have to have a before bed snack. That would be best. Did you drink water separate? How much? Or do you eat it? Yeah, I do. When I wake up, like as soon as I wake up, I drink a quart of water. And then, I'm obviously when I'm exercising, I'm drinking water, drink water throughout the day. And then I drink a quart of water before every meal I have. So I would say probably on average, maybe around a gallon to a gallon and a half a day is probably what I'm drinking. But yes, drink water. Don't try and get your that's how that fruitarian guy just died recently because he didn't believe in drinking water at all. He thought he would only get his water from eating his fruits and vegetables, but like no. You need to drink water, so yeah. Second picture looks too thin, not enough muscle. Maybe need more protein and fat. Yeah, I mean, again, that's like the number one comment everybody is saying, too thin. I find it interesting, like bodybuilders, like they're trying to get to the lowest body fat percentage possible. And no one bats an eyelash when they do it. Because they're jacked and they have a lot of muscle, but I'm doing the same exact thing they're doing. I'm trying to see what the lowest amount of body fat percentage I can get to. I just happen to not have as much muscle as they do, but everybody, is calling me the A word and freaking out about it, but I'm no different. In fact, what they do, they're starving themselves and taking drugs and whatever, they're actually doing it in an unhealthy way. Whereas I'm eating 3,000 calories a day to achieve that same result. But everybody's freaking out because, I don't have enough muscle. But I find that interesting that a bodybuilder can do it and everyone's cool with that. Do you wake up a lot at night to pee because of the fruits and veggies? I feel I'm never rested because I wake up at least 2 times, sometimes even 3 times per night to pee. And I feel I'm losing sleep. Yes, I wake up probably 2 to 3 times in the night to pee. That's just part of the deal. Again, that's being hydrated. Some people will try and not drink a while before bed so they can plan that out so they don't pee in the middle of the night. Again, maybe that works for you. I'm a very active person. Where I live is very dry, so I need a lot more water than probably most people do. But my tip, if you're a dude, is get a jug. Get a gallon jug. I mean, maybe TMI, but I have a gallon jug next to the bed and I pee in that. And then I can just roll back over and fall asleep within, 45 seconds. That is going to be a lot better than having to get up and walk to the bathroom and disrupt your sleep. If you're a girl, you can get like a 5-gallon bucket and do that. It sounds kind of crazy, but I mean, I think it's crazier to disrupt your sleep. So yeah, I'll have to use calories or I'll easily overeat. It's funny, the few times I've ever counted calories, I actually end up undereating. And I think that's going to be like everybody's going to do that because when you see that number, you think you can beat the number because you're trying to be like, oh, I'm going to eat less. Like, you know what I mean? You're looking at you're looking at your watch or whatever, and you see how many calories you've burned and you don't want to exceed the number that you've been counting. So for me, I have the opposite effect of that. If I count calories, then I try and beat the numbers and I end up undereating and then I end up having to eat those calories later anyways, probably, slowed my metabolism for the day or whatever. Yeah, again, I prefer to eat to energy, not to calories. Eat so you have good amount of energy and the scale's dropping. That's how I eat. Don't count calories. Need to lose 1 kilogram. I'm already lean. How long will this take? I mean, just 1 kilogram, that could take a week. That's really not much to lose, so I wouldn't stress about it. Yeah, I'd say a week. a week or two. Do you feel like your digestion has improved? I'm happy you're not letting the negative comments stop you from sharing. You'll help so many sharing your journey. You're doing and looking great. Thank you. Did my digestion improve? Yes. I self-diagnosed myself with Crohn's disease. That's what it felt like was like a little like mouse in my stomach that's trying to stab his way out of my stomach. Like that's how it would feel. I always thought that I had Crohn's disease, and maybe I did. But yeah, that went away. Eating this way, I don't have the little Crohn's attacks anymore. So yes, it improved my digestion a lot actually. How many ladies are you pulling with that peak male physique, bro? Yeah, that's a funny comment. Yeah, I mean, game comes from within. You know, what's ironic is that I met my wife when I was probably like similar to being this skinny. I was just like a hood rat skateboarder, and she was like the hot cheerleader. And I mean, I pulled her. So I did that kind of looking the same way. So your outward appearance matters a lot less than you probably think. Let's put it that way. What are your energy levels like? Energy levels, I rode 50 miles on the bike today. I mean, I'm doing this now. Like, I'm going to edit this video after. Energy levels, 10 out of 10. I mean, best energy ever. Bro, you took it too far, homie. Yeah, again, took it too far. Nobody cares when the bodybuilders take it too far. Everybody congratulates them. And majority of the time, they're literally not even healthy doing it. So great content. What do you take on your long rides? Did you have any stomach upset, nausea, diarrhea at the beginning? No nausea, no diarrhea. And what do I take on my bike rides? I will just take sugar in a bottle with Gatorade in it. And I will also take like fruit strips. They're just like, you get them from Sam's Club. It's like, they're just like strips of fruit. I laugh so hard at your intro, and I love your dry sense of humor. News reports from Skeleton City are needed. When or if you're ready to build more muscle because you look amazing and your mental faculties and speech patterns are all on board, I say this because people need to look at more than physical. Mental game is everything. You remind me of Bruce Lee, so if you add a bit of extra muscle, but I'm sure that will come naturally. Glad to hear of your improved performance. Yeah, thank you. And this comment is the truth. Like, people call me the A word, or, you know, they say whatever, but like, I don't show signs of like somebody who's like a starving fruitarian or something that can barely function. Like, I don't show signs of that. So, I don't know why everybody's like got their panties in a bunch thinking like, bro, you took it too far. Like, you're gonna die. You're gonna this, you're gonna that. Like, do I look like I'm on death's door? Like, yeah, the pictures, like, I take those pictures and I pose them in the lighting and everything, and the pictures look crazy, but like, do I look that crazy right now? Like, maybe I do to some of you, but like, you know what I mean? I'm just like a normal dude. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Everybody's looking at the clickbait thumbnail pictures and freaking out. Like, but I don't think they're actually watching the video and realizing like, yeah, I'm just like a sane, like, normal functioning dude. So yeah, thank you for this comment. Do you plan on showing your blood work? I have not got blood work done, but I mean, maybe I will. And if I do get it done, I'll definitely show it. I have a question regarding starch versus fruit for dinner. Did you track the calories of your dinners for both the fruit and starch-based ones? I am wondering if the faster weight loss with fruit occurs because you are eating less calories or due to an increase of the resting metabolic rate. Yeah, you know, I honestly wish I would have, but I didn't ever track a starch dinner, like a day when I was having starch. Could it be that I was just eating more calories? I mean, that's definitely possible. Could it be that there's more protein in starch and that is like somehow affecting the way that that this whole thing works? I mean, that could be it too. I'm not sure, but all I can report on is what works, you know, and cutting the starch out, for me at least, that really expedited the results. What's the point of losing weight if you aren't even overweight? What happened to your strength levels, endurance, health? If you think I wasn't overweight in the other pictures, like, I mean, that's nice of you to say, but that's literally, it's even like, I'm not a huge fan of the BMI, but like, I was nearing obese levels of BMI. So I don't know how you're going to tell me I wasn't overweight, because I 100% was. And what happened to strength levels, endurance, and health? Well, again, I'm healthier than I've ever been. I have just went on a 50-mile bike ride, so obviously I have more endurance than ever. And like I always say, I can do more push-ups and pull-ups. I don't do any like weight training or anything, so all I can go off of is that. But I can do more push-ups and pull-ups than I could when I was fat like that. So where did they go? Where did all those things go? Like they went up. They all improved. Do you drink super snake juice? If yes, how many teaspoons on how many liters? I do not drink the snake juice, but that's another individual question. You know, it's based on, you know, your body weight, your activity level, where you live, your hydration. So I would just go based off of, you know, if you're craving something salty, then you can take the snake juice. I wouldn't overdo it on the salt, but I wouldn't underdo it on the salt either. Yeah, I've been like low salt, and I just feel, you know, sometimes I can feel like woozy when you stand up too quick or whatever. So don't be too high on salt, don't be too low on salt. I don't really understand how you lose so much weight on this diet. When you're eating 3,000 calories in carbs, how are you ever burning fat? Again, like getting caught up with the calories, like I'm eating 3,000 calories. That doesn't mean that everybody else is eating 3,000, but how are you burning the fat? You're only eating as much as your body really like wants or cares for, if that makes sense. Like it's self-limiting. So that's where all the calories are going. You don't overeat this way, because there's only so much, you know, sugar and fruit and juice that you can have, and vegetables. Like there's only so much cucumbers you can have before you're done. You don't want any more. So that's, I mean, again, just don't get caught up in the calories, and just, you know, eat to energy. You kind of look like Miguel Angel, Diego Luna from Narcos, Mexico. I don't know if I said that right. Yeah, I've never got that one before, but I'm watching Andor season 2 right now. I don't know if any of you guys are. Kind of sucks actually, but if anybody likes it and wants to tell me why it's good, you know, leave a comment, let me know. Bro, you should put on some muscles. Yeah, I mean, again, different strokes, different folks. I don't personally want to have a lot of muscles, so I mean, bro, I don't have to put on muscles if I don't want to. I mean, it's crazy the amount of body shaming has been like dealt upon me in the last 3 days, which I really don't care. But like, just because you want a bunch of muscles doesn't mean I have to want a bunch of muscles. Like, you know, I'm healthy. I'm good. Let's talk about bowel movements. I'm not pooping like I was before. I feel like I need to poop. Thoughts, tips? I would say if you're doing this diet and you're not pooping, it's going to be because you're not eating enough. Like, you're either not eating enough or not drinking enough. So, like I said, when you wake up, drink a quart of water, as close to that as you can. And, you know, eat watermelon. If you drink a quart of water and eat you know, half a watermelon or whatever, a large amount of watermelon, I would find that hard to believe, you know, if you couldn't have a bowel movement after that. So give that a shot, and then, you know, report back to us. I still have a ton of questions left to answer, but I'm going to cut it off here just because I don't know. I mean, let me know. I feel like leaving this in like, I don't know, the 10 to 15 minute, you know, it's a lot. I feel like that's more digestible for a lot of people than getting into like 20, 30 minute Q&As. But let me know. I mean, if you guys want the longer ones, I can do that too. But I'm going to cut it off here. And if you did ask a question, like I will get to it. I'll get to it in the next video. But that's going to be it for today. So yeah, thanks for everybody that asked. And yeah, if you have any other questions, leave them and I will answer them in another video. So yeah, thanks and see ya. Bye.